Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, my name is Magic Bumbun, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, this is a new moon in Capricorn. Pick a card. And I just have to get some information out there right before we get started in this. First off, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I was supposed to post a video last week on Wednesday. I had everything prepped and planned, but that collective energy of just like, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening in the next 2 weeks for me. This will be the only time for me to actually relax and to reach my reading goal. I was trying to read 100 books this year, and I had to power through some books at the very end because I was making that goal. I am a completionist when it comes to at least reading books. I had to do that. Unless it's a book I'm going to DNF. Like, I have no qualms about DNFing a book I don't like. But anyways, so Happy New Year. That's where I've been. I just kind of decided, you know what, I'm not going to pressure myself into making that pick a card. I wasn't really feeling it. I needed to relax. I needed to rest in my brain and, constantly not always be using the tarot, and take a little bit of a spiritual break and just like, enjoy the holidays and enjoy the new year. And I was like, you know what, we're going to do that. We're going to play some games. We're going to read for fun. And here we are. We're back on it because this is January 2nd. This video will be going out January 3rd. And also, I mean, if you haven't realized it, haven't noticed it, Mercury stationed direct already. Now we're still in the Mercury shadow period, and all that means is still take it easy. It's about 2 weeks afterwards. It's just like Mercury's like gaining the information, and it's just like, let me catch up. So that's kind of like the vibes for this. But hopefully that means less technology will be crashing, because I had an issue with that. I believe at the last Magick Circle, my OBS was just not having it, but everything worked out in the end, so we're really good. Which Magick Circle? Since this is a pick a card, you know that there's always a magic circle that goes with this. This is the Magick Circle for Capricorn, for that new moon in Capricorn coming up. Now, the new moon in Capricorn happens in my time zone at 5:57 a.m. on January 11th. Just double checking my dates here. January 11th. So normally what I would do is I would host it that night. However, I have things going on that night, family things that I cannot move or rearrange, and it would be very rushed. It would be pushed way too late in the night. And then the next following day on the 12th, I have a bigger commitment that I have to attend to. So, and there's no moving any of the dates around. So instead, to ease that up a little bit, I'll be pushing it on technically the night of sesh before, on January 10th. So overall, January 10th, we are doing the Magick Circle, and we are working, and don't be nervous, but we are working with that devil card, okay? We're dealing with our divine desires, our manifestations. We want structure, power, that grounding energy of Capricorn, but that initiator, that starter, that someone who's going to progress things. You're going to find your resources. They're going to be material resources, wanting to advance your position, your power, your career, finding better job opportunities, helping spirit bring these to your searches. Like, you have to search for it actively, but it's like an idea, like, oh, you know what, I can do this, I can do that. It helps to clear the mind that way. If you're an entrepreneur, this is a really great time too. Now, I know some of us are doing New Year's resolutions. This can help initiate those resolutions, those desires you do for that. It doesn't necessarily have to fit the theme with this. This could be very unique to your petition. If you would like to participate, it is $11.11 to join in to secure a spot right here at my website. More information about the group ritual will be down below. It includes candle magic, a sound bath, a candle burning, all of this, and a live reading done here on YouTube, okay? But you have to secure your spot to get the link for that information on my Ko-fi, okay? My Ko-fi right there. So it is the first one of this year, and for some of you, you may not want or feel like getting started. That's absolutely fine. It's because we're still, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter season, it's for hibernation. This could be more peaceful. It is Capricorn, it's earth energy, so it's very much more of like, what are we going to ground and what we want to initiate for this year. Can be more dealing with the body, could be dealing with, more goals that maybe you don't want to express chest right now, you're keeping it close to you, that's absolutely fine. So if you're interested in joining in for the Magick Circle, please check it out. You can read more information. There's a video that's linked in this as well, so you can like get more information what in group ritual entails. Okay, all right, so let's jump into this. Pick a card. I don't have anything initially in front of me for you to pick for, because I was like, we're just gonna go with the flow. We're just gonna go with it, and we're gonna pick the numbers 1, 2, or 3. I don't know if anyone likes when I do the emojis. No idea if we should keep doing emojis on screen. If I was just thinking, I'm like, the only thing I have that's like in 3s right now that's kind of cute are little like highlighters, but like the color, you can't really tell what color that is. It's purple in my hands, but it looks like a dark blue on my camera, so that's why I wasn't doing that. But yeah, so we're just gonna do numbers for today. And like I said, if we like emojis, I can do emojis instead. Just let me know what you think about that. Or if you rather, like, I hold a crystal up. I don't know what really helps people pick something. Unless it's just cards. I was just thinking, I was like, I mean, probably could have done maybe one of these, but I still need the guidebook for that because it's still so brand new and I love it so much. All right, enough of that. If you know how this works or you don't know how this works, you could pick the numbers, pile 1 or card number 1, 2, or 3, and then go down to the description box and you will see it say card 1 or pile 1, and next to it will be blue numbers. You click on those numbers and it will fast forward to your reading. So if you picked like pile number 3, you can just go down there and it will fast forward, so you don't have to try to find it between 1 and 2, okay? All right, so that's all I really have for you. I think that's about it. If I have anything else, I will wrap it up in the part where I do your reading, okay? Otherwise, I will see you in just a moment. Hello there, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. All right, let me start shuffling to find out what it is that you need to know for this new moon in Capricorn, what your spirit guides want you to know, what your ancestors want you to know, what the divine wants you to know. This could be about your desires. This could be what you want to manifest or align with this year. This could be something more of just intentions for this new moon that you want to set up for the whole year versus just for this new moon to full moon. Okay. Oh, there we go. This side. I forget this camera is flipped. You think how many times I've recorded a video, I would remember that, but I never do. Never do. Okay. All right. Calling in to spirit to find out what it is that you need to know. Oh, that was such a good shuffle. All right. Let's see who wants out of the deck. That was quick. First up, 4 of Pentacles. Okay, starting off strong with some earth energy, and then we have the 2 of Pentacles. It actually came out in reverse. I picked it up the wrong way, but we have 2 of Pentacles as a challenge. Ooh, okay, so it's more about balancing. Might be an issue right now, like wanting structure, like waiting for structure and stability, not just in finances. Not just in finances. This could be very much like structure in your relationship, structure and boundaries, like making sure you're grounded, making sure like you've got like the focus for you, pile number 1, but like things could get kind of out of balance soon. Like feels like more of like your emotions start pushing you. I'm doing that because you see in the background, we have the waves in the background. Like this person's trying to keep it all under control, but it could feel like things start slipping out of control. And you just want to make sure when one thing doesn't happen that things don't spiral. Next, we have the Ace of Cups, feeling very drained, especially with a lot of this earth energy. We've got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, right? We've got to make sure that we're hydrating, like literally like hydrating with that Ace of Cups, making sure that you're also filling up your own cup. Because we have the 3 of Swords energy. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. That is the theme of this card. It is painful compromise. So I'm getting this like this vibe of, for you, pile number 1, like with your intentions and what you're trying to do, especially with this card coming out here. This is like ending the people pleasing. This is a card that represents Saturn in Libra and the boundaries of this Saturn planet, the Saturn energy, like holding on to this Aries sign of Libra energy. it gives me the vibes of like you wanting to like ground your energy. You're like, I want money, I want prosperity, I want abundance. But people keep talking, people keep distracting me. People are like, oh, well, since you're so good at doing that, why don't you also do this? Why can you do this for me instead? And you're just like, well, I mean, I guess I could. Like, I am really good at this, so maybe I should. And then it's like, it becomes one thing, and then another, and then something else. And it's like, what happened to what it is that you wanted to do? The things that you wanted to plan for, the structure and stability that you were looking for. And I just saw this card is what flipped out, is the 10 of Wands. We're just talking about this, like a challenge of you is like taking on responsibilities that aren't your own. This is about what you desire. Another thing too is that with this 4 of Pentacles, this brings us a bit of that Emperor energy, the foundation, the structure, you know, making sure you have resources in there, because what you're trying to build, you want it to be long lasting, but you don't want it to be draining you, okay? And this could be actions of the past that need to come to a conclusion, taking on responsibility. And this can also be energy. We're dealing with Wands, so this could be dealing with energy from other people, okay? This is dealing with energy of people who are putting like their financial woes onto you, or have just been stressing you out with like tasks. You know, when we're dealing with coins or pentacles, we're dealing with the physical being, the physical body. It's like literally like picking up boxes and moving them at some points, and it's like that shouldn't all be on your shoulders. You know, other people have to hold accountability to that. Just saw my, let me lower this a little bit. Just saw I peaked a little bit with my OBS for my mic, for my shuffling. It was too sharp of a shuffle. Too sharp of a shuffle. Words. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We got Jupiter in here. We want to expand things. This brings us Sagittarius energy, a bit of Pisces energy in here, but this is Jupiter, the planet of expansion. It sits underneath that draining Ace of Cups. This is about wanting to set intentions for more joy, for more, like you've learned your lesson, like can we move to the next chapter? Because it is also a 10, and we've got these 2 10s right here in the same row with this 3 of Swords. This 3 of Swords is like wisdom from the past that you've learned from, that you're healing from, but you have to heal from it. You have to be aware of it. You have to be like, I'm making better choices. I'm protecting my heart and only opening up when necessary. And not also, this is also someone who's like, keep your secrets, like keep your next move to yourself. Not everyone needs to know what you're doing. Not yet anyways. This is about keeping it to yourself because you're still learning. We see books and stuff on this Wheel of Fortune card right here. We're seeing these books. We're seeing the fixed signs being in here also. This is a card that represents all the fixed signs that are in the midst of a lesson because we're in the halfway point here. Or about the halfway point, I should say. But it is talking about wanting a next chapter, a new chapter, because if you think about it, this is a portal card. This is also representation of a portal card. This is also things outside of your control. You can only control how you react to it, okay? You're not in control of things that are working like fated, things that are destiny, things that just happen, and there's nothing you can do but speak up about it. There's nothing you can do but speak up and do like actions that kind of circumvent it. You know what I mean? Like if things are like, this is not moving, this isn't happening, what else can you do? What new avenue can you take? What new chapter are you going to open there that isn't going to be super draining to you? We have the Hermit. We got some Virgo energy in here. And then we have the 5 of Swords being present in reverse. Let me grab our last card before we get into that Hermit energy. Got the 4 of Wands. But we got another conclusion. We got the 10 of Pentacles as our crowning card. Okay, so there's a lot of things. You might be more along the lines of after with the start of this new year, I'm trying to like word this correctly, or that, just so it makes sense. So it's more along the lines of, like, usually with new moons we like to initiate things, we want to plant the seeds of things, we want to, you know, we've wrapped up things from the full moon, the previous full moon, and we're now, like, things have been cleared, things are calming down. Now we want to manifest, we want to create, we want to cultivate this energy, right? Whereas this is more of like going through a healing pattern, like we've had with the Hermit. Like, you've been very much more secluded, especially after the pain of this heart, and the Four of Pentacles being at the top here. This is more like, see how they're shielding their heart right there? This has more been like a pattern of protecting your heart and healing it and growing stronger and wiser from it, okay? The Hermit card is like, you are no longer going to be a people pleaser. You're more along the lines of someone who's, you know, you've learned lessons, you've gained wisdom, you've gained knowledge from 2023. You're not going to repeat these patterns anymore. You know, it is a great challenge for you, but you're going to start dropping these wands one at a time. Even with the Five of Swords, we see two swords already falling from here. We're cutting things in half. We see people walking away. And I feel like it's a great challenge for you if you're like, I'm not trying to not be helpful to these other people, and they seem very, like, down and whatnot. Like, they feel very, like, upset with you, but it's also like, it wasn't your responsibility to fix them. Like, this is very personal. This is very much personal to, you know, making sure that you're not taking on their energy. So this might be more of a new path for you, because this is you building a community, says the Ten of Pentacles, reconnecting with your family, your roots, your ancestors, and traditions, and creating some new traditions for you and your found family. This is about you recreating this, like, happiness and joy of nostalgia, but with the materials and resources you have now, not having to dig so far into the past for it, okay? Because we have, as our last card here, is the Four of Wands. This is going to a party. This is celebrating. For some of you, you may have not really celebrated or may have not seen your successes for 2023, and so we need to, like, be proud and happy of the small successes that you have been having and that you are going to complete, okay? This is also more joy with the Four of Wands versus that Ten of Wands, you know, like, you can see the difference in here, like, celebrating, having fun, having partnership, you know, being able to hold, like, another part, like, having accountability with another partner. Excuse me, what is it? Of course, I'm starting to get hungry with the, every time I do a reading, I get so hungry. It is that energy. Okay. That could also be the energy reflected here, because it's funny enough with the Ten of Pentacles, this is also about, like, having a home cooked meal or meal that represents, like, makes you feel like a childhood memory, you know, like when you're eating it, it makes you think of home, makes you think of your mother, your father, you know, your parental figure, grandparents and whatnot, like meals that have been passed down. But definitely we're gonna bring in some oracle for sure, but overall with this reading, we have no court cards. We have 2 major arcana and the rest are all minor. Okay, so this mostly also swords. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. We don't have a lot of cups going into this. That Ace of Cups is really standing out of, like, making sure, like, you're taking care of yourself for sure. You're going to initiate a new chapter in your life, which is no more painful compromises. You've learned enough from it. You've shielded your heart, and when you opened your heart, you got hurt. And you're not going to take that anymore. Like, the scars are healing, but they're still there, says that the Three of Swords, excuse me, Three of Swords. Yeah, it's cutting out energy and, like, taking on responsibility with that Ten of Wands and that Five of Swords from other people, and also trying to see, like, oh, like, if people are okay with boundaries, then they're there for you for the long haul. Like, they shouldn't be offended at your boundaries or you telling them no. You simply telling them no, like, you know, we can go out, we can have some fun, and like, yeah, we can like do things for each other as friends and like have a community, but it has to be more than just one-sidedness. It has to be more of like, don't come to me only when you have problems, okay? Why are you never there for the joy, but you're always there for when you have a problem? Like, that's the mindset to keep in mind for this. And you know, when we're thinking about that devil card that we're working with, right, it's about when you feel like you're chained down to a responsibility that only feels draining, and it's like freeing yourself from those chains, that liberation of freeing yourself from those chains that we can really be focusing in on for you as well for this new moon in Capricorn. Okay, we're gonna bring in these oracles. We're gonna see what these gotta say. If they bring more clarity to this reading. This is definitely vibing with like a friend group, like family. Like, you're all about I want to say selective being a hermit, because it's like all of us need solitude, right? I don't want to like scare anyone and be like, this is all about you like vibing with a good friend group. Like, this is about you making friends. Like, I know that sounds very weird, because I know some people out there are like, I don't like people, I don't want to deal with people. And it's like, but you can deal with people that are good for you in small doses, you know? Like, you can start it that way. This is about breaking those habits and like getting away from people that have been draining you, and like making room and space for people who have been there to uplift you, who want to share their cup with you, you know? And it's like, you take care of you, you take care of them, they'll take care of you, you know? It's like that. It's like that type of energy. Was that all 3 cards? Is that 4 cards? That is all 3 cards. Okay. The first card is we have is Portal, just talking about that portal right there with that Wheel of Fortune. We got Portal, originality, idealism, and progression to the next chapter, opening that door. It is opening when you are ready for it, because fate's been working behind the scenes for you. It's been setting this up for you, okay? It's been setting it up for you to be like, I know you've been hurt in the past also by other people, but it's about cutting those people out, but accepting like the next wave, like accepting, and I say wave as well, as I just looked down, I saw flow, like the next flow of things, the next flow of relationships, of friendships, and right, of connections and networking. For some of you, this is going to be networking in a business sense. It's going to be in a business sense, because we're dealing with Capricorn energy. Some of you might be like, I got business on the mind. I don't care about friendships. I care about business. I want to make business. So, well, you have to connect with your clients. You got to connect with, you know, if you're providing a service, you got to connect with your clients. You got to connect with your customers. If you're selling a product, you still got to connect with people. This is what I'm saying. It's selective being, like, I want to say hermit. I don't know what the right term for this, but selecting when you want to be a hermit, when you need to like close up and recharge and, you know, fill your cup back up, do things that make it feel fulfilling for you, like, you know, beyond just normal self-care of like, you know, oh, I'm gonna take some time, just take a nice bath, take a day off. But like, some people need to really set the intention to relax. If you know video games have you relaxing, make time to play video games. Get everything set up for it. Take as much care with it as you would your job, okay? Show it the love and respect. For some of you, it is just like being a potato on the couch, watching and consuming without checking your phone, without answering calls. Don't check your emails. Make that intent and make it happen. Do not be dragged down again by others' responsibilities or people trying to like, hey, I know it's your day off, but can you come in, or can you help me figure this? Like, no. This is your time off and you are taking it. No more of like, well, they're depending on. No. I mean, you're a team player when you have to be a team player. I understand that, but there's also boundaries of you need your time off, and it's like once in a while they call it, sure, once in a while, okay, you know, it depends on like how bad the situation is. If it's like, it's very odd that they do, so it must be pretty bad that, you know, you'll answer the call. But if it's constantly, no, we're putting that phone on, we're turning that phone off if you have to, okay? So then, like I said, we have flow, recovery, moving on, and finding peace. Hold on. Get over here. Get over here. This is your card right here. 3 of Swords. Remember, this is a card of what didn't kill you made you stronger. And that's been a tough lesson. A tough lesson. And now you're ready to flow with this. Also with this energy, this flowing energy, because keep in mind, energy should always be flowing. It shouldn't be stagnant. This is about releasing those blocks, that heaviness, so that you can move forward, okay? Because then we have visionary, which is confidence, passion, and self-worth. And when I see this, for some of people, visionary might be very literal. Some of you maybe want to try to do a vision board, like right away. A digital vision board, you know, something that you can see. Maybe if you can like do it and then print it once and like have it where you can actually see it, or keep it as on your phone as a lock screen. Make a Pinterest board, have the Pinterest widget on your phone so it just, you know, changes photos every day or every hour, whatever you need it to be. Words of affirmation, something to remind you, because I think a lot of people as well might be doing this as a spiritual thing and even just a career thing with affirmations, making sure that you're keeping a positive mindset with acknowledging if things are going wrong, and how, but more having a positive side, like, hey, this is terrible. I could take a moment to realize this is so terrible, and then what can I do to fix it? You know, in a breath or so, be like, what is something that I can do to fix it? Do I have to leave it alone for a little bit because it's too hard, or it's like too close to it right now? I need to let it sit, and then I can go and fix it, depending on what the problem is. My mind went to, like, what if it's a broken pipe? You can't just like let it sit there. You gotta call someone and get it fixed. I don't know where my brain goes with these things. Okay. This is a brand new deck. I have never used this in a video before. No, I have not. I was like, I think I've just used it personally. I've used it once or twice. This is the Witching Hour Oracle. So we're gonna see what the Witching Hour has to say. I have found it to be very nice, very delightful. So I was really excited to hopefully use it for this reading. I may have to look at the guidebook. I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but I may have to look at the guidebook to see if there's any other information. So we have the Forest, seeing the bigger picture. Okay, so this is even sitting underneath the portal card right here. So it's like seeing the bigger picture of where you want to move on to the next chapter. Where can you see your life going into? And then we have moon water. So you may want to make moon water on this new moon. I know typically people only do it under the full moon, but you can still have that potency of that new moon magic right in there, okay? The moon's still there, it's just dark. And it does say reset on the bottom, so we were talking... It's so funny, sitting underneath the flow card, the water cards are coming in there. That Ace of Cups is like, we're going to show you how to refill your water. And it's going to be with moon water. It's going to take a ritual bath, a nice shower. We're washing away the energy. We're moving like water. We're going to bring that into this. We're going to learn to adapt and be more in contact, or more like aware of our emotions. But yes, we've got moon water into here, so it's resetting yourself, it's recharging, you know, before you get back on the move, before this next portal happens. Okay, this one I have to look up. I'm not quite sure what it means. Let's see if you can see it there. It says the spirits, respecting spirit. I mean, it seems kind of self-explanatory, if like just respecting maybe ancestors, but we're gonna look this one up for sure. Living a spiritual led life. Tarot companion is judgment. The spirits, your ancestors, your spirit guides, star beings, and your entire spiritual support team are doing much for you that the mind can't comprehend. Okay, so this is more about like the behind the scenes stuff that I was talking about earlier, like things have been moving behind the scenes for you. Let's say they are positioning people who can help you before you know you need help. They're sending you nudges to be warned or encourage you to take a leap, and they're available to you at any time, any day, and all for they do, they deserve the utmost love and respect. Which I feel like everyone here is pretty respectful of the spirits, but this, you know, not even reading from the guide just yet, but this could be like leaving an offering for your spirit team, your divine spiritual team. like keeping them in your mind, sending a prayer, just, you know, just like even just words of just like thanks and gratitude. Literally, like, pause the video, say you're thankful, say thank you so much, come back. Okay. This card is an invitation to dig deeper into your spiritual practice, to turn inwards, disregard the noise of everyday life, and lean on the support that is available to you. The more you listen, the more you'll hear. The more you'll nourish these relationships, the easier it becomes for them to show up for you. Additionally, this card guides you to use your heart, not your logic, to make decisions. The Ace of Cups, that Three of Swords, that heart, it wrapped in beautifully. Like I said, sometimes you have to read because they're new decks, but that's okay. I love that. I think that was perfect. It fit perfectly with this reading. We're going to end this reading because I don't want it to be super long. You knew this was coming. You know this was coming. I have to. We're starting the new year like this. We're going to end it with a message from the Therapet deck, okay? Overall, this is about nourishing relationships, healing from past wounds, and like you're going to become aware of patterns. You know, when someone starts acting shitty to you, you're going to catch it a lot quicker than you think. Okay, so your message, this new moon in Capricorn, is progress, no matter how small. I feel like this comes out so much. I've seen this card so many times because this is what I was talking about before with this Four of Wands. Like, celebrate your successes, celebrate your transformations, that, you know, you're going through a new portal, you know, that Wheel of Fortune, fate is on your side. You're very lucky. You're very blessed. And these blessings are only destined to expand, you know, but you got to show gratitude for them. You got to be thankful for them, okay? And also nourishing these relationships. Don't feel like you have to do it all alone, but it can't just be, you know, one-sidedness, okay? All right, thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Please make sure to check out the Magick Circle if you would like to join in for the group ritual. I'd love to have you there. Otherwise, have a wonderful new moon experience if I don't see you till then. But otherwise, I will see you when I see you. Bye. Hello there, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. All right, let me start shuffling your deck. Well, the cards, to find out what it is that you need to know for this new moon in Capricorn. Let's call in your divine spiritual team, the universe, spirit, what it is that you need to know. I have this overwhelming feeling of no fear. It's the kind of the vibe I'm getting from this pile. No more fear. Taking the world on. Let's find out what the cards have to say first. All right, let's see. The cards say nothing. They don't want to come out. Okay, we got 2 right here. We've got the Page of Cups making an appearance, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Got some Capricorn energy showing up right here though, okay? Might be a little bit of a challenge. For some of you, this Page of Cups, like, I know we're dealing with earth energy, and like the cups we don't really think of right off the bat, like intuition. We're not thinking of psychic abilities, but some of you may be wanting to initiate learning more about psychic abilities or divination, or just listening to your gut instincts, like being more aware of it when your stomach and, you know, your body is trying to tell you something, right? To give it more of acknowledgement. And then we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. And this is a great card to have in reverse because we're no longer looking towards the past anymore. We're not letting the past hold us up. Now, for some of you out there, with the Queen being as a challenging position right next to the Seven of Swords, this could reflect a mother-like figure, or someone who's been very, I want to say, like, financially greedy, like has been like, uses money to pull you around in a sense. Someone who's very shrewd, someone who has a scarcity mindset, someone who's been very like talks down to you or doesn't like it when you do self-care, does it in the quotations like, oh, that kind of gives you like the boomer type of mindset, right? For some of you out there, that could be reflective of that. This could also be more of your inner critic of whenever you try to take care of yourself, you try to initiate these small process of taking care of yourself, doing some self-care, trying to have something that's guilt-free. The guilt creeps up on you and you're like, work is on my mind, I need to get back to work. And it's like never allowing yourself to have that moment of peace and rest. That we're starting to recognize these patterns and leaving them in the past. We're no longer trying to gather them all up. This is also a card of thievery, of things being stolen. Someone's stealing these swords in the night and they're getting greedy. They want them all. And this is more about like, we're no longer going to be like greedy in that sense. We're no longer going to try to hold on and like hoard all of these thoughts and be like, we have to do it all. We have to like take care of like all of these different elements, like there's a lot of things going on with this, right? There's a lot of things in the mind, in the mental realm. And when you're trying to focus on trying to doing all of them, you start losing balance. Things start falling through the cracks, like this person's not looking ahead. They're going to trip up and fall forward, so this is more about like acknowledging like things from the past are no longer going to hold us from reaching our full potential. Okay. Next 3 cards right here. And then writing off there is we got the Knight of Wands. We got a bit of Sagittarius energy popping up in here, right? So the Capricorn energy, that Sagittarius energy popping up with the Knight of Wands. That's why I use my right hand for this. Knight of Wands. So this is about taking the next big step. This is about the next phase, for some of you, it's travel. Some of you, you've been dreaming of traveling, considering like this Page of Cups is in here. Maybe you've been wanting to travel near some place that has a bigger body of water, but you wanting to travel, you wanting to experience, you wanting to add this like, wow, it's like something like, we're talking about something to learn, maybe more occult practices. Like you want to take this travel. You may want to travel to like an exquisite library that holds these books, these occult books. For some of you, you may want to do that. Okay, so next up is we have the Queen of Swords sitting underneath this. This is someone with a sharp tongue, someone who's like, and this is definitely in that mental realm of like someone who's very stubborn, someone who doesn't want to budge. But this is that Libra energy sitting underneath in the heart of the matter right here with this Libra energy right here. Socialization, being very cold, being very like, giving people the cold shoulder. But this could also be with that Queen of Pentacles is boundaries, because that's also the Queen of Swords. Her major things is boundaries. You disrespect me, you never do it again. I'm gone. I'm out. I'm cutting you out. No more putting up with that anymore. The Moon in reverse, new moon coming up, and then the 2 of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm an itch. So with the moon being right here, this is like the clarity, because it's in reverse. Usually when it's upright, it's like we don't see where we're going, we feel where we're going. We go with intuition. But when it's in reverse, it's like the path has been more clear for you. It may not make sense though. I think that's gonna be the biggest thing here, especially right next to that Queen of Swords. May not make sense. So someone who is using like, I was going to say like their words against you as well. Someone who's been very vindictive. You're just not putting up with it anymore. That 2 of Pentacles in reverse is like things may be very complicated at first, but trying to, like we were talking about balancing that energy. Might be very complicated at first, but now we're going to get the hang of it. Like it's gonna take a moment of adjustment. I think that's the best word to put it in there for you, pile number 2. It's that moment of adjustment, because it's like your emotions may not match your actions, but they will soon. Like you may be feeling like, I'm such a novice in this, like I don't feel like I'm putting my full force into it, and it's like because you're still in the process of gaining that knowledge, right? So that 2 of Pentacles is like, don't worry, because we have water in the background, there are emotions going into here, and we're just trying to bring it under control. But it's just a 2 of Pentacles, so things aren't getting completely out of hand. You might stumble, you may fall, but it's okay, you're gonna get back up again. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. I know it's in reverse, but it's actually really great that it's in reverse, because as you can see here, this is more of a door. This is more of like, because when it's upright, it's supposed to like represent the windows of like a church or like a sacred place. And it's like you're cold and, you know, but your pride is like, you're like, no, I'm gonna do this on my own. I want to struggle. I want to struggle because that's the only way I'll prove my worth. In reverse, it's like, no. If there's an easy route, we work smarter, not harder in this place. We're going to take the easy route, okay? We're going to go in the doors. We're going to get warm. We're going to ask for help. And this may be like where we have to see like that flexibility coming in with that Libra and that Capricorn energy, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. When it comes to your ambitions, having flexibility in it, realizing, you know what, the path is going this way. We're going to go with it. And then we're going to flip things around when we get the chance and opportunity. With as well, what was I gonna say? Also, when I see this, we have those two figures right there, and interesting enough, this figure, the Queen of Swords, is in blue, and this Queen of Pentacles is in pink. When we see this, we go right up, right, we've got that blue and pink combination right there. This gives me the vibes of it's like those are your enemies is too strong of a word, maybe frenemies, maybe just like, it's the haters. You're showing the haters that you know where the shining, like where the warmth is. Like you're making moves. You're going to be showing them like you can do what you say you're going to do. You're going to progress. You're going to find your way in. You're going to make the make the prosperity and abundance that you want. And they're just going to be sitting out in the cold and watching you do it. They're going to be peeking through that window and seeing what's going on when they should be worrying about themselves and not about what you're doing. Because we have the Ten of Swords. Again, I know it's not a pleasant one, but it's like a conclusion, wrapping things up, and things are coming to an end, because what you're trying to work on is your empire. As our crowning card right here is we have the Emperor. We got some Aries energy popping into here. And with this energy of the Aries, actually, now that I think about it, we only have one cup card, but this is the Keeper of Water, of the element of water, of the Ace of Cups, which is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer energy all in there. We have Aries, Libra, Capricorn, a kind of a representation of Cancer, because also this is Pisces energy. The moon is associated with Pisces. The moon in the tarot card is associated with Pisces, but the moon also rules over Cancer energy. So this is basically Cancer maybe not be making like a full show in this, because that's about the home. It's about security. It's about nourishing yourself and staying to self-care and whatnot, and, you know, making sure like you have cozy time. That might already be something you're already doing. So it's not going to be in this reading, because it's like you've got that covered, you got that handled. That's why it's like only that the small part of, if you're trying to think of more divination, water scrying, like you kind of have the vibe of that already. You don't need the cards to tell you more about that. But the other ones, all these cardinal signs in here, you're ready to initiate. So cardinal signs are like they are like the harbor. What is it? They're like the bringer of change. You know, they initiate the new season. They get things started. Now, one thing to be cautious about, I think is the word I'm trying to say, when it comes to cardinal signs, is they're great at getting things started. The problem is keeping them started. You need a fixed sign to come in there and keep things steady. Just like then you need a mutable sign, like a Pisces sign, to come into there. And I was just thinking, I was like, Aries, Libra, yeah, Cancer there. I was just like, oh, and the other Pisces, which is their sister sign. Oh, no, they're not sister signs. They're both ruled by Jupiter is what I meant to think, is the Sagittarius. Don't worry about that one. We'll come back to that one in a second. But with the other sign, but the other two mutable signs of Pisces and Sagittarius come in to help things like change. So that's why you have like the full rebirth recycle into here. But with all these cardinal signs being pushed into this reading, you are ready it's like someone's like out there like, I'm ready to show what I'm capable of. I am ready to show the world and show those people who've doubted me and put them in their place. And that's just an added bonus, because I'm working on things for my own sake, for like, I want this growth. It's not, you're not doing it to like only prove to them what's wrong. You're trying to prove it to yourself as well that you can do it. So the cards are like, you know what? And also, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let your pride get in the way of your abundance and prosperity, of trying to do it completely on your own. There's also this thing of like, you know, with the Seven of Swords being present in here, it's also like because you're trying to do it all. Sometimes it's better just to focus on a few things. That's why at the bottom here we have got 2 and a 5. Like, take things down a notch and try to really build the foundation. 4 is going to be like a key number for you. 4 things, 4 tasks. Once one of those are completed, reflect on it and then see if you want to add another 4th to it. But one of your segments are completed. Like, keep it down to 4 right there. That's how you're going to build your structure. And I also get, for some of you out there, when you're trying to initiate these plans, you're trying to make sure that they're okay. It's like, it's okay to go back and revise them. It's okay to have someone else look them over. But if you have someone in your life where they are like constantly criticizing you, it's just like the vibes you get with these queens in the middle with here, are cutting you with their words, only because they're in reverse. So it's like a great challenge to put your space between them and like let them, it's like, get out of my business. It's just like the vibes of here, like, get out of my business, get out of my way. I want to go do things, and I'm going to, it's like the whole thing right now with like, allow yourself to be cringe. Allow yourself to be cringe. You don't have to have everything perfect. You know, you're doing something that you love, something that you're passionate about, and it is the end to like thinking that it's all done with, it's all over, you know, because like a new dawn is ahead. We're initiating this change, new days, refreshing. Okay. I'm gonna bring in some oracle to help some clarification for this. But definitely that the Emperor card is bringing in that foundation. What you're initiating is like, you're gonna get started in building something that has been on your mind for a long time. It has been on your mind for a long time. It's the way you see the world. It has been on your mind a long time. Your world, how you envision your life. So what we're talking about for this new moon gives me more than, it's going to go beyond this new moon. Now, it is an earth energy, so it's going to be slow moving. So what worries me a bit with that Sagittarius vibes of the Knight of Wands is because they want it fast. They want it quick. They want it to be done and done. And that could also be why the Queen is kind of like, I'm sorry, you can't really see what I'm talking about, but when we see it in reverse, the Queen's kind of bearing the way. She's like, no, because she's all about communication, right? She's all about double checking things. She's about logic and reason and making sure that it's done correctly the first time, you know? And that's where that bit of perfectionism and can be, you know, detrimental to you, because it may not be perfect the first time, but we're getting the action started. But we have that 2 of Pentacles and we have the Emperor sitting over there. So it's like things are going to get started, but they're not going to follow through as quickly as you want it to be. This could be a project that is all year long for you, because you're going to keep constantly like revising it. That's where you have to like align like where your sights are of like, if it's not working this way, how can I revise it to make it work better for me then? Oh, hold on. Wrong way. There we go. Some of you as well, maybe just getting some messages from a spirit guide with the moon card being reversed. You might be getting the message in your sleep during this new moon experience. So keep that in mind. Maybe you want to journal, because maybe you don't understand what the communication is that night, but give it some time and you can analyze it later. I'm laughing. This card came out, time. I said just give it some time. And it goes planning, making decisions, and taking risks. You are there to make those decisions, to be the boss of your life, to be, you know, the ruler of your empire, of what you're trying to create, right? And we see prosperity in this. We see prosperity. We see wealth, contentment, abundance. This is immaculate, but it's just, I feel like for some of you out there, because this is a Ten of Swords, it's not a welcoming card, but it is in the sense of it's finally over. It's finally over. When this new moon happens, it's like we can breathe. We're ready to start making moves because what you've been going through is finally over. And it just could be mental clarity. It could be you didn't know the path. You didn't know which way you were going to take. And then it just opens up for you these opportunities, especially because, like I said, that Libra card in there, that's connections, that's networking, that's talking with people. The Queen of Pentacles is like, because you're seeing to your business, you're making sure, like I said, your home life, because there's not a lot of like direct Cancer energy in this reading with the Zodiac being present here. Your home, your nourishing of your home, and like for your coziness, for your well-being that way, you are on top of that. You are taking care of it. We just don't need it to be where you're only taking care of that side, but you're not taking care of the professional side of yourself. You know, the things that require skills, the things that might require outside help for that. This is why you're going to get that help, you know, and this is where it becomes a different of criticism, where it's criticism where you're just like, this is what I did, and then people start criticizing. You're like, no, this is what I did. I'm happy that I got this far. Your criticism is not needed. Versus, this is what I've done so far. What can I do to make it better? And then that's where it's like, give me what's that word? Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my god, good criticism. Oh my god, I can't think of the word right now. It's gonna come to me much later, but not corrective. Criticism. The word escapes me, but it's like in my head, but I can't say it. Of course, when I'm recording, that happens. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. Useful criticism. Oh my god, it's right there, but whatever. Okay, we have surrender. We've got surrender. Letting go, trust, and expansion. We're letting go of whatever word I'm trying to think of. I can't. God, now it's even slipping further away. So I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to let it go. Someone in the comments will probably tell me constructive criticism. See, when you let it go and the answer comes to you, that's why. There we go. There's a prime example of why you let things go, okay? And you trust, you know, have trust and faith that you're making the best decisions that you can with what you know. Trust that you're letting things go into the past and like just let them go, let them flow away from you. It is energy that is washed away. You're starting this new year powerful and strong and in your element. Like you're ready to initiate it. Just be cautious not to burn yourself out. That you go hard with the self-care and the self-love. You're gonna go hard with your professionalism. If you take it easy on one side, you eventually balance it out and take it easy on the other. Okay. Alright, this is a new oracle deck, but this is perfect. This is called the Witching Hour. I may need the guidebook for this one because honestly, this is pile number 2. I just recorded pile number 1. Actually, I had oatmeal between both of these in case you wanted to know. I just used it for the first formal reading because I've only used it for myself. I only used it for myself for a bit, but it's brand new. And I may need the guidebook, potentially. They're kind of self-explanatory, which is really nice, but if I wanted more detail, I may have to pick up the guidebook, just as a heads up. Okay. This is very much more direct. Not quite sure. I have an idea for that card. Okay, the first card we have here is Cloak and Dagger, Deception. Now, what I think of right away when I see this, because it's definitely going with the Seven of Swords energy. Remember, I told you beforehand, the Seven of Swords is usually representation of thievery, something stolen from you, some sort of deception, some sort of lies. And this could be reflective of lies that you've told yourself over time, lies that you've heard from these queens and, you know, sitting here in the challenging positions. And remember, this is not saying like feminine, or like it's talking more about like night and day energy, masculine, feminine energy of a person. So keeping that in mind. So yeah, the cloak and dagger is like that deception. It is that lies, and it's like becoming aware of it too. This new moon, it may show it to you, and so it's you making those plans to like, your revenge is that you're successful. That's the best form of revenge that you're going to do. Now this one, I think these two I'm going to have to look up, is we have Crossing the Veil, which is mourning, which it kind of gives me though the vibes of that letting go of bad partnerships, letting go, like you're saying, like those people that are talking shit about you, that you're going to be leaving out in the cold yourself because you're moving on to bigger, better things. This is what it kind of feels to me. It's like we're mourning, you could be mourning that loss. They could be really good friends, family members, and you're just like, we used to be really good. We used to do things together. There used to never be like this. I don't know what's changed, but they're just miserable, and I just can't be around this anymore, because it brings you down completely, and your ambitions, your dreams, your things come crashing down. The balance is pulled backwards, and you feel like you're going back to this because was it misery loves company, and they can't relate to you when you're successful, and they're not. But let me just double check. This also could be very spiritual, because, you know, it could be about grief. Let me just see. Mourning, bittersweet endings marking a passage. So there we go, 10 of Swords. Let's see. Even when you're moving on to something better, it can be hard to let go of things you've loved for a really long time. You might move into your dream home, but that doesn't mean you don't get to mourn the happy memories in the old house that has held you until now. You may celebrate your child moving out of the nest and finding their own way, but you still need time to work through such a dramatic change. This card represents the bittersweet moments when you know it's time for something good to come to an end, but you still miss what you had. Let's see. Crossing the Veil has come to you because you may be questioning a decision out of fear that what you are getting may not be worth what you're giving up. This card is a confirmation to let go, but to also make space to process your grief. So this is the feeling from before we started this reading. I was thinking about, like, you know, this is about a group of people who are like, fear is no longer going to hold you back. This could be more of what that fear was, and it's relating to the grief. Okay. It says, where you are now has served its purpose, and you are destined for more. You may consider performing a ceremony similar to a graduation to mark the transition from one way of being to the next, or create an altar space for a time to show your gratitude and appreciation for what was. Okay. Above all, trust where you are headed is right and will lead to many more happy memories. Even if you do not know what comes next, know that you're held in security of spirit, and then when you let go, something else will take its place. Beautiful. I think that was actually spot on. That was perfect. Now this last one, this definitely seems more like, I'll show it in just a second. I'm just trying to get the card right here. We have familiar, deep bonds, and I absolutely love that it says familiar. I love that it shows deep bonds. This is beautiful. Like I said, I was also thinking, I'm like, you know, animals of the past, that familiar feeling of home, of thinking of like past animals that you're feeling very close to, nostalgia and whatnot. Actually, it's actually paired with this. this actually, okay, so this deck shows like companion cards, so it'll show you like, hey, if it's paired with this one, this could be what it means. So when it's next to this one, it goes, you will meet many soulmates over the course of your lifetime, and not all are meant to be in your life forever. Some will stay just long enough to help you on your journey, and then you will part. Pulling these cards together is a sign that a person is a temporary soulmate. That's very, very specific, so that's what you get for that part right there. But yeah, the connection between the witch and familiar is a deep fate-like bond. A familiar usually appears when a witch desires one, but also when a witch is ready to welcome this kind of bond into their life. Therefore, this card is about soulmate connections. It is a variable card for finding love and for those seeking richer relationships. So, yeah, richer relationships is definitely in this. When I was just saying about like, you have certain people who will uplift you, who will, you know, have joy with you, and you have other people who misery likes company. They will take you down with them because they don't like to see you happy. They don't like to see you successful. They're jealous, and they just feel like, well, you know, it's kind of like, the mind goes to this because I just know a lot of streamers and whatnot, like on Twitch streams or live streams in general, that people who come in, like, they mock your viewer count or they do garbage stuff like that, and it's because they're too scared to hit the go live button. But you weren't. You had the confidence, you know, you had the courage to do so. Even small steps like that, people will try to make your life miserable just because they have this fear. You're not letting your fear hold you back, and you're also not going to put that fear and like have those resentments and push them towards somebody else. Like, you're being aware of a lot of these things that are changing. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Perfection. All right, we're going to end this reading with, you know, a favorite, the Therapet, a message you need to know for this new moon in Cap. Split the deck because this is too large of a deck for me to try to flip. You have this one. Oh gosh, there we go. You are strong. You are resilient. You will defeat this. You will defeat this. Maybe it's you stabbing all these problems into the sword here, like, or with the swords. Like, you're just like, I defeated these problems, right? But you are strong. You are resilient. You will defeat this. Remember, that Emperor is there to bleed for their future. That's what the red signifies. Is the red is, you know, the blood, the sweat, the tears, that sort of stuff. Like, you are strong. It also represents protection, you know, the armor that you wear. Like, you've learned and you are strong enough, you are capable enough of this great change and initiating it. Just remember, initiating is great. Keeping steady with it, that's going to be the really hard part for you. But if you keep it in mind and keep these affirmations, keep these messages in mind, it can initiate a great change. Not quickly, it may not be quickly, not gotta be overnight success, but small progress is also really great progress, and keeping yourself accountable for it too, okay? All right, thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. If you are interested, please make sure to check out my website where you can book a reading with me, or to join the Magick Circle. All that information will be there, all in the description, and I will see you when I see you. Have a wonderful New Moon experience otherwise, okay? Bye! Hello there, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Alright, squeeze back over here, and let me begin to shuffle the deck for you. Let's find out what it is that you need to know for this new moon in Capricorn, okay? Let's call into your spirit guides, your divine spiritual team, what it is that you need to know. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have to sneeze. But it's one of those sneezes that I just keep feeling like I need to sneeze, but I actually won't sneeze. It's so annoying. I hate it so much. Alright, enough about my sneezing. Let's find out what you need to know for this new moon in Capricorn. One more good shuffle. One more good shuffle. There we go. I wish you could see what I was doing to the cards. I was like trying to like smack them back together. Okay. First up, second up. All right, lovely, lovely, lovely. First up we have is the Wheel of Fortune. Fate on your side. New chapter beginning. A challenge, though, is the Nine of Pentacles. Perhaps feeling self-satisfied about your progress and the things that you've invested into, okay? Maybe feeling kind of lucky, kind of blessed, but not seeing it in the material realm. There we go. But we got some good energy. We got the Fool energy coming into there. You know, starting something new, seeing opportunities, feeling foolish and cringy in the best ways, being like, it's something new. I want to give it a try. I'm giving it a leap of faith. I'm going to find it, you know, sorry, just a car just like out that way. You know, going with my guides, going with my gut, my feelings, my instincts, you know, like, you know what, this can't be that bad, you know, I'm going to take that leap of faith and I want to start something new. This is new opportunities. This is really great for a new moon as well. It may not feel like it's something, though, that is financially, like, feasible. Like, you're not looking to do it for the money. You're looking to do it because it can bring you happiness, it can bring you joy. You know, it distracts you from maybe a job that isn't very fulfilling, but it's a job that you do to pay your bills and whatnot, but spiritually or mentally just not fulfilling to you. But you're like, I'm going to take this opportunity, though, to take care and harvest something like I want to do, like to grow something, to harvest it later, that it's good to go. We have the Moon card. This is trusting your instinct. This is that wild intuition that is built within you. This is howling at the moon, which is interesting because it's like right above this with the Wheel of Fortune. Oops, hold on, I need 2 hands for this one. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's like them howling and showing like reverence to the moon up here, this wheel, this fortune right there, like, you know, thanking fate and understanding as well that you may not understand everything that is going around with that moon card being present. This is like the dream world. Also, because of the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, you know, which is Sagittarius and Pisces energy, and the moon in the tarot deck, in the major arcana, is associated with Pisces energy, so that dreamer. So you may be dealing with a lot more of like what you're dreaming about, what you want to manifest, which might be harder for you. That's why we see the Nine of Pentacles right there. But it's like you may not know the journey to getting that satisfaction if you want to turn like this hobby into something that's financially abundant and prosperous, but you're willing to take that leap of faith for it. You're gonna go with your instincts. Fate's been good to you. Fate's been on your side. But we have the Magician in reverse. So lacking clarity. This is Mercury energy. So Mercury rules over with Gemini and Virgo. There we go. Virgo energy right there. But Mercury is that planet of communication, whereas Jupiter is about growth and expansion. Like you want those vibes of growth and expansion, that Sagittarius energy, and like ambitions, enthusiasm, positivity, and Pisces energy, creativity, deeper emotions, getting in their conclusions and wrapping things up, you know, like that type of energy. And but the Magician's like, but the communication is in there. We're still trying to gather our resources. And also for some of you, you may have not come to realize your hidden talents just yet. This is why we have that leap of faith, that Fool card sitting in here. So we have so far we have 4 major arcanas and only 1 minor. Okay, so a lot of things are happening around this Nine of Pentacles, who's like, you know what, you want the cycle to be done and over with, but you're not just done yet to see it manifest. We have the Four of Swords coming in here, and then we have the Queen of Wands. I associate the Queen of Wands with Aries energy. So we got a bit of fire coming into here, some direct fire. Also with the Fool, it is with Uranus energy, which is, you know, attached to Aquarius energy, but it is the planet of rebellion. This is about, you know, not following the rules, or you learn the rules enough to break them, okay? And you're waking up from this. Now, when this Four of Swords is not reversed, when it's like this is like sleeping on it. This is like sleeping on problems. Like you got 4 things, like you right now, it could be more than 4, but it's generally like 4 main points that have been kind of sitting in your head, and you're going to take them down one at a time. You're going to analyze the problem. You're going to be like, you know, what can I do better with this? Do I leave it alone? You know what? Okay. And then put it back up. You take the next You take the next sword down, you sleep on that too. You're taking your time with each thing. You're resting on it. You're not forcing the situation, because it's very manageable at 4 swords of these thoughts and whatnot, you know? But in reverse, you're ready to wake up. You're ready to seize the day. You're ready to take care of these problems, even though the Magician's like, I don't think we don't have everything just yet though. And like when we're saying everything, we're talking about your base necessities, you know, for this project, for like with the Nine of Pentacles being there, this is like a challenge of physical things in your realm, in your world, that you may be having an issue manifesting. So this could be like with a job, this could be with money, this could be with like abundance, prosperity, in that sense of seeing the growth in it, because it's like you want it quicker than what it's actually providing to you, right? You need to take your time with it. So we got to look to those right here with what's on the table. As you can see, everything that you need is on the table, and it's not a lot. You don't need a lot to get things started, and it may not be perfect, but it is a part of that first step. One, the Fool is like the belief, and the Magician is that creator. He is gaining messages from above as below. He takes it and manifests it. But like I said, in reverse, it's hard to get to the as below thing. It's hard to see how they are intertwined and connected, okay? But with this Aries energy, this is in being more of the mindset of being the visionary, to see into your future, to see what you want, and the confidence. And when you speak, well, not even when you speak, because this is the Wands card, but it's like your actions follow your words. This is about influence. For some of you, this is social media. This is an influence that you have, that you're a shining, like you see how there's a sunflower in there and the cat that guards, and that's also, the cat is also supposed to be like a representation as these other cards as well. You'll see like of spirit, of your divine guidance, of your team, you know, being there trying to help empower you with these visions. This is having great self-worth, like your feeling of warmth and the feeling of joy, even in, like, I was thinking like in the dead of night, because we have the Moon card right above there. Like when you're sitting at night, it's like telling yourself tomorrow is going to be a great day. Tomorrow is going to be extraordinary. I can do what I need to get done. I may not know the right path to take it, but that's okay. I'm going to take the first step, which is believing in yourself. Okay? Yep, waking up. So we have next up the Queen of Pentacles, which is sitting next to the Queen of Wands. And with the Queen of Pentacles, also associates this specifically with Capricorn energy. And like we're talking about a new moon in Capricorn, and we got the Moon card coming out here with the Capricorn energy. You know, it works really well with each other. Now, in a challenging position, this is just making sure, like, you don't let the material side of yourself become the only focus. You know, it's not the end all or be all of, like, your worth as a person is how much you make. You know, it is about how you feel about yourself and your values. It's being authentic to yourself. It is nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, prioritizing your health, prioritizing like your mental needs, your spiritual needs. Because with that Magician in the middle too, when it's like reversed with the as above, so below type of mind, you may not be feeling like you're connected, either in grounding. That might be a sore spot for you, is grounding these things and grounding and giving your energy to the earth to disperse when it is stagnant or inappropriate energy, and also getting messages from above. You may be feeling like, I keep asking for signs and I'm not getting any. Like you feel like you're yelling into the void. And it's like with that Wheel of Fortune, it's like, but things have been working for you. You just haven't, you may have not seen it. And this might be more behind the scenes. This is fate. This is destiny at hand here, trying to help guide you along the way on your path, on your aligned path. Now, we do have the Nine of Swords popping up here. We got 2 9s, so we may have Hermit energy lurking beneath here. We got some of that Virgo energy lurking beneath here. And it's not to say like it's anything wrong with the Hermit energy. It's just like taking time for yourself and listening to your inner voice, which is what we see like between the Fool and the Moon card, like listening to your voice and whatnot. but it's sitting right underneath this Four of Swords. Remember, like at Four of Swords, it was okay to handle. You were taking your time and whatnot. This is what happens when you try taking it all at once. You're just like, it's overwhelming. It keeps you up at night. It's a lot of stress. Now with this card, now normally what you would see in the artwork on the cloth right there, I mean, this is a beautiful pattern in beautiful colors. I think it's gorgeous. But normally you would see like the zodiac. So it's like being protected by the zodiac. And if you know in the Empress card, she has a crown on her head, which represents the 12 zodiac signs. So it's like crowning yourself with the zodiac and being protected by the signs, protected by like, you know, like you feel that protection, the symbols of protection for you. This is waking up. Like I said, for some of you that wake up, like you're ready to initiate it, you're ready to do it. But if you don't, something's going to force you into waking up and seeing for what it is. And it's like, it could be shocking, but the point is that it's worse in your head, and it's worse what you're imagining it to be than what it actually is. Because we have as our crowning card right here, we have the King, there we go, the King of Cups. The King of Cups brings us some Scorpio energy. It brings us fixed energy, stable energy, emotional intelligence, and it brings us the master of artistry, of creativity, okay? When we say that, it is someone who's perfected their craft or just like knows themselves so well, knows how to get deep in those waters, and knows when to pull themselves out of it. To understand as well is like you're getting deep in your emotions. It might make you cry when you're trying to handle these things. Like kind of like when someone's like, you're picking at it and it gets worse and worse because you're picking at it. You're not allowing it to heal. This is being able to heal yourself in a spiritual sense. This is being able to also finding a mentor, because I was talking about that Hermit card. That's another thing to think of, is the Hermit is a mentor. You can either be in the position of a teacher ready to guide students who come to you. You don't go searching for students but come to you, or you may be more on the line of the student, that Fool card, that student who's seeking a mentor. Okay. That's that connection with that Magician, that communication. Maybe you haven't been able to communicate those needs very clearly. And you may be also wanting to initiate finding a mentor for this new moon in Capricorn. Like you want a mentor, but you have to be very specific in what it is that you're looking for and what type of realm of professionalism you're looking for it in. Is it a spiritual mentor, a financial advisor? You know, like what is it you're trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Do you want to cancel your debt? Is it why prosperity and abundance are at the core of it all? Because money's tough. Money is tough for a lot of people out there. So what can you do differently than just sitting and thinking about it all the time? And like you envisioning it, that's great. What do you envision your life to be with abundance of prosperity? But is money also going to be truly the thing that's going to make you completely 100% happy? You know, or is it what are some elements of that money that you think about spending that can make you happy now, can help the progress so that you find happiness and joy as you're on your path? Because every time I hear like money can't, like I hate that saying, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you a lot of things that can bring you security, peace of mind. It can get you a good night's sleep, okay? It can get you a good night's sleep. And I'm like, I don't think you've been spending your money the right way. Like, but there's also this mindset of money can't be the core focus all the time. You know, you need to be able to transfer your thought pattern into other things. Bracelets like really tight on my arm. Gotta fix that. Okay, so let me bring in some oracle cards. We're gonna get some more clarification with this tarot reading for you for this new moon in Capricorn. Overall, this is a lot of grounding energy because we see air energy on the right hand side, even if that's like Uranus and Aquarius with the Fool card right there. It's very much so like a lot of airy thoughts that need grounding. It needs direction, it needs formality, okay? And this is you having that emotional intelligence. And it's very interesting to me that during the readings for today, a lot of the cards here, this card Strength has been lurking in the background. I've been seeing things about numerology. I believe they want to say like this is the year of the number 8, which is associated with 8, like the Strength card and whatnot. Hold on. So sorry. I've just said readjust my foot so I sit more comfortably. Okay. Which then tells me this is going to take a lot of patience in enduring this change. But we've already gone through that change with that portal card in the very beginning. I just kind of get the feeling for some of you out there, it's like, it's great it was change, but like I wanted it to launch me into nothing but like rolling around in money. And instead I'm giving a new opportunity, a new path to take. And that could be very scary, which is why you're weighing the pros and cons of it with that Four of Swords. But if you don't make a choice or make a decision, it can grow into something much worse. Like, it's like, because it'll be on your brain a lot. So, like, the problem is still kind of the same. It's just going to be worse in your head every time you don't make a decision. It's just going to like weigh on you heavier and heavier and heavier and keep you up at night. But the point is that you still wake up from it. There's still opportunities to make that change. Wait, how many cards? An extra card. That's absolutely fine. So the first one that popped out of here was migration. I have this one. I really love that look. Initiation, adventure, and freedom. So some of you want to go on an adventure with that Fool card. It is about taking that next step, or the first step I should say, actually initiating that change. Next up, here we go, is we have the blood moon, and this is very interesting because the description of this says illusion, uncertainty, and narcissism. And with some of these cards, like the Queen of Pentacles, in the challenging position in this, you might be dealing with someone who's very narcissistic, who's always putting a damper on the party, always putting a damper on your dreams, and maybe like it worms its way into you, and that's what wakes you up in the middle of the night because you have a nightmare about something that they said. But why I think this is very interesting is because this reminds me, and this kind of talks about the same thing as the Devil card. This is going to those really super negative elements of the Devil card. Things if you don't balance out that Devil card with something else, because like you can, like what they say, the only sign that they could outsmart the Devil is a Capricorn. Because the Devil puts illusions, it puts uncertainties, it puts doubts in your head. It's that little devil on your shoulder that tells you to do things that are not in your best interest, but just to get quick, fulfillment and desires. But is it what you actually should be doing and whatnot? So, the good thing about what it does, though, it tells you what you want, like what you want, what you need. Some people don't understand what it is they desire, and they kind of like have to ask, and it's like it brings out what it is that you truly desire and kind of can get to the root of it. That's what you're going to use for it. And for some other people, it is for shadow work, so keep that in mind. It might be a great opportunity to work with your shadow, to drag some stuff out of the closet little by little, little progress, little healing. Okay. And then we have Burrow. We got Burrow right here, which is exhaustion, questioning motivations, and realignment. This is about, right there, it goes from like that confidence, and then the Queen's like double, like, are you sure about this? And you're like, oh, I don't know. So it's kind of like that pattern. And it's like we have to let it go. We have surrender that came out with that card, actually. We have to let go of those questioning things, realigning yourself, just going with the flow. And it's like, that's why we have this as well. And this also kind of makes me think of protection. Like setting up a ring of protection, setting up like psychic protection. You may be feeling like nightmares or feeling very drained. Like when you sleep all night, but you wake up, you're still exhausted. Take naps. No harm, no shame in that. If you gotta take a nap in the afternoon, do so. At least in the northern hemisphere, it's winter here, so you're supposed to be sleeping, resting, recouping, before spring and whatnot. So maybe you need to take some rest. But some of you may need to actually do something for protection. Okay, especially when you sleep. All right, so yeah, surrender. What does it say? Letting go, trust, and expansion. Yeah, so letting go from always constantly, and this is also someone who's like questioning themselves all the time, it's gonna grow into exhaustion, okay? And that's more of like sabotaging yourself, you know, before you even begin. All right, so this is a new oracle deck. Did I say all right so many freaking times? I'm so sorry. Okay. This is a new oracle deck. This is called the Witching Hour Oracle. I may need the guidebook for some of these in here because this is the third formal time I've been using it. I pulled like 1 or 2 cards for myself. That's that new. But I've only used it in like a formal reading right here. This is the 3rd time for it, so they're kind of self-explanatory, but they're also like, there's a lot of actually really good information in the guidebook. I really do enjoy using the guidebook for this one. Is it all 3? Oh, that's 2. I need 1 more. Oh my god. Was it the sneeze? No. Okay. This one seems very self-explanatory, if I can say the word. Invocations. Invocations. I don't think that's exactly right, but we're gonna go with it. The power of words. And it says on her dress, or in her dress, I recognize the power of my words and use them for the good of all. But yeah, this is definitely giving me that Queen of Wands vibe. So if you feel like you have words to share with people, this might be the night to do so. I'm so sorry. I feel like I need another drink of water. Okay. But yeah. So this is using words of power. Powerful words can be as simple as no. Words that you may because we're seeing a lot of like this 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords, you may need to start a journey of affirmations and keeping these on hand and like making more of an effort to keep them in front of you, to do them, set it into your routine. That might be something that's very like needed for yourself. You may be feeling like it's foolish, or I don't really need it, I'll look at it occasionally. Like, no, make an intent to have it front and center, where you know you're going to see it every day. Even if it's the same one, keep it simple. Same one. Everything you need to see in one thing. Put it there. Print a bunch of copies. Excuse me. Write it in a bunch of post-it notes. Put the post-it notes everywhere. You got to do that, okay? Okay, you don't got to do it. I highly recommend it, though. The next one is High Priestess, Leadership. Now, I am going to read this one because I don't know if it's going to say that it's the same thing as the High Priestess in the tarot card. I'm assuming they're very similar. This is intuition. This is knowledge. But we are just going to take a quick peek in the guidebook just to see if there's anything that is unique to this oracle card. High Priestess. Be willing to be the first, trusting the unknown. Everyone is a leader, even if they don't lead huge crowds or greatness or influence the masses. You are the leader of your life and have the ability to take your path in the direction of your choosing. The High Priestess in tarot represents moving forward without experience and trusting that intuition will guide you on the right path. The message here is similar. The High Priestess trusts in her intuition so much that she doesn't question the road forward just because she can't see where it will lead. And others trust and follow her for her bravery and confidence. It is like a combination with this Queen of Wands card, okay? Okay, where was I? Trust you're being led to a rewarding and fulfilling life, even if what you feel called to do doesn't make sense. Embrace the desires that are coming to you. Your dreams, your interests, and the things you feel strongly about are all clues guiding you to your calling. Literally, because it's almost very, very true to the word of the oracles from before. We were talking about desires and like the positive attributes of the devil card, of what it can let you know, like your desires and what you're calling to it and whatnot. Just like, you know, making sure it doesn't consume you, like that type of stuff. And this is what this card was all about for the High Priestess. I really do love that. I don't think I really need to explain more than that for this card. Okay. And the last one, which This would be great for so many people. I think, did we have something about travel? Oh, we did. We had adventure, initiate, and freedom. Hold on. Get over here. Witch of the Woods. We got Witch of the Woods, and it reminds you of this card here because I just think it says retreat on it. I honestly just believe it's more like, as simply stated, go on a retreat. I think some of us, because I remember the Hermit card, the 2-9 cards in there, for some of you, you want to just go to a cabin in the woods, maybe bring some good books, bring some, you know, fun books, informational books, and just study, paint, listen to music, and just have some alone time before you can can judge join others, you know, back in the flow of society. You know, you're like, I need to let go, and I need this moment of healing. Peace. I'm gonna be here. Thank you. Also, because we just went through these holidays, people are going back to work. They're just like, you know what? I need to plan a retreat. You might not be going on a retreat, but maybe you want to plan a retreat. You know, I have to feel like I don't think I needed the guidebook for this one. We're just gonna take a quick peek and see if there's anything. Yeah, it's it actually is. It says its tarot companion card is the Hermit. So I know it says 38 on here, but since we're going with the Hermit, we got 2 9s in here. If you see 999, consider that like a numeral, a sign, a message from your spirit guides. If you see, you know, 999, okay? Yeah, the Witch of the Woods doesn't speak to many, but has come to guide you to disconnect from material pursuits in favor of exploring a more spiritual and earth-centric life. Spend time in nature, take a solo trip, and where possible, shed the hustle and bustle of daily stress. Alone time will be beneficial for you now. It will give you the space needed to find the clarity you're seeking. I can't. This deck, every time I've used this deck, it has been incredibly accurate to the reading, to everything. We're just talking about like maybe just like material isn't everything. Like I know it's helpful, I know it's useful, and it could bring a lot of happiness. Like if you're looking for a new oracle deck, you know, to spice up, you know, and add to, not spice, that's probably not the right word. I read too many smutty books. I'm used to saying you want to spice up your life, you know. Anyways, this oracle has been incredible, and I'm not paid for. I'm not associated with this at all. This is not an ad. This is honest opinion. I'll have to do a proper review video of this later, of this oracle deck, but I think it's beautiful. And yeah, don't even need to go more into that. Let me pull the last card for your reading pile number 3. This is a Therapet card, a message you can use for this new moon in Capricorn, which can also probably be beneficial as an affirmation. Words of power. This will be your words of power. Oh, there we go. This is a light card. It's kind of hard to read. I am a work in progress, and that is okay. I love that. I am a work in progress, and that is okay. I absolutely love that. I think that is perfect. It rounds up this reading perfectly for you. And that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Please make sure to, you know, check out the Magick Circle. You can go to my website, go to the description box. You can also go to my website to book a reading with me, okay? If you want to get a tarot reading from me. It's kind of similar to this-ish. There'll be different cards and whatnot, of course. Different decks and whatnot, depending on your question. Also, I have a reading if you just want to do vibes, that as well, if you don't have a question in mind. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful new moon experience if I don't see you. Alright, and until then, I'll see you when I see you. Bye!